we're just gonna have a nice chill space stream. And probably learn some things, because I love learning. Regardless, here is our stuff. I'm gonna have to relearn how to... Oh, that's tilt. Okay, there we go. Here's our sun. Ta-da! Okay. So we're just gonna chill, hang out, and maybe look through some of these simulations. Okay, so this is the Parker Solar Probe. Wonder how far I can zoom in on it. Okay, okay. But this is gonna show its approach of the sun. So, I was actually able to meet the people who created this, and who were running it. It was so cool. I even got sunglasses from the booth. I got to go, I was lucky enough to, you know, have the fortune to go to, Space, I worked at the Space Foundation, and I was able to go to Space Symposium and work and be able to, you know, explore the symposium as it's on its own. And I got to meet the people who were working on the Parker Solar Probe project. And it was so fantastic and so cool just to be able to, you know, meet these people and, you know, just be around so many smart people. Space Symposium was like life for me. It was fantastic. And it makes me so happy. We will restart this. So this was during its closest approach to the sun, which I have to say was really, really cool to hear about. I think this game is particularly cool, especially when, you know, it has its updates. And literally just puts in things from like actual advancements in space. Like the Parker Solar Probe. That wasn't in the game when it first began. The Parker Solar Probe was just a dream at the time. It was just so interesting. Oh, I remember this project, the Bippy Colombo flyby. When I was working at Space Foundation, this was currently in the works. So I worked at the Space Foundation from August 2018 to I think May of 2019. I think that's correct. I was a researcher on their research team, and it was a work study position. So I was a college student working with them doing research, and I think I actually had, you know, watched like the entirety of like their story of the Bibi Colombo, and it was so fascinating because it had just launched when I was reading about it, and I was tracking all the launches at the time, so I got to learn about the Bibi Colombo project, and it was like so cool to be in that environment. I miss the environment the most. It was like one of the best work experiences I've ever had. And it was just so cool to learn about all of these space projects and what they are trying to do. Like, Bibi Colombo was literally sent out to like learn about Mercury, because it's one of our closest planet relatives, and we barely know anything about it because we don't very much venture towards the sun with our stuff. We venture out from it. Like, there's so many projects about Mars and, you know, Jupiter, and, you know, there's the Pluto projects. Like, I love the Pluto projects. They're some of the coolest things. Because Pluto is my favorite planet, and it will always be a planet to me because it is an orbital body around a star, and you know, it has natural satellites, so it's a planet. Doesn't matter how big it is, it's still a planet. Yes, it's classified as a dwarf planet, but it is still a planet. I could go on about that. Too long, probably. So, I clicked on the link. So this is Bippy Colombo's, you know, actual photos. But, like, it came so close to Mercury, like, look at it. It's so cool. To believe that we've made these advancements in only like the last 70 years now, but it's just shocking how far we've advanced in so little amount of time compared to human history. Like, it's just so much, so fast, and we're learning so much. It's fantastic. Like, we got to see like all of these asteroid craters through the monitoring camera. Like, they're so cool. Like, look at that. And the fact that Bippy Colombo is a joint mission too. Like, it's so cool just to see, you know, these space companies working together to further science regardless of their background. And regardless of, you know, where they are. Can't wait to learn more about our solar system and more, you know, these satellites and spacecraft, you know, orbit. Because the more you know about something, the better you are to understand it. And it's like so cool. Look at how close it got. It got so close. It's just fantastic. It's just so cool. Bippy Colombo's scheduled for, well, they had their next flyby already. I think they're just processing the data, in all honesty. Okay, so one of my all-time favorites is the New Horizons project, because it's you know, about Pluto, and it took so long to get there. And Pluto is just like one of the coolest things to me. It is so far, it's so far out of our range. Like, where's Pluto? You can't even see us. We're like so far away. And it's just, we just flung it off out of our solar system with the plans of it taking a picture of Pluto. Like, just the engineering and the math behind that is just insane. Let me see if I can find the pictures. So this is from the Jet Propulsion Lab. But here's like one of the pictures of Sharon, one of Pluto's satellites. Like, it's so cool. And then this, you can just look at that. That's so cool. Just, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to learn about what's out there. It's just, it's so crazy to think just how little and insignificant Earth is compared to like a universal scale. It's like a fucking grain of sand on a beach, and we're just these tiny little atoms that make up the sand. It's like, it's so amazing just thinking about things like this. Like, there's so many pictures. Like, this is a picture of Sharon again. Like, look at that! It got so close. You can see, like, the horizon line of Sharon. You can see, like, how tall things are in scale. It's so cool. Like, it mapped planetary data as well. Like, this is planetary data of Pluto. Just elevation data. Like, we can learn so much more about, like, how planets are made and how things happen. The history of you know, planets and stuff like that. Like this had to be the coolest image ever put out, because the previous images we had of Pluto before this, just look at this. This is just, like, in 1996, we barely knew anything about Pluto. It was just a gray blob in images. It was just this tiny gray blob out in the middle of nowhere in our solar system. And to have it go to, and being able to see Pluto like this, like, and the fact that, you know, a lot of people, like, joke and like, look at that, there's a fucking heart on Pluto. Like, it was waiting for us to see it, and it just really wanted to be loved. Like, it was just seeing this was so cool, and then seeing it like in its infrared color map. Like, look at that! It's so cool. Full resolution image. Like, look at this. Look at it. It is so detailed. You could literally, like, look at how detailed it is. It's just, the cameras are so fucking good on these things. Like, this is one of my background images. I think it is on my phone. Hold on. Yeah, it's literally my background for my phone. It's a picture of Pluto, because I love Pluto so much. Pluto is one of the coolest things in the world. And just seeing it in this, like, it's a mesh, honestly, because it has the infrared and the ultraviolet data and stuff like that. But, like, just seeing it has this vast desert. Like, this giant vast desert that's the lowest point of its elevation. It's just so cool. It's gorgeous. Pluto's so pretty. Let me just go to Pluto. Here's Pluto. And the bitch has 5. It has 5 moons, and they want to say it's not a planet. We have 1 moon. And Pluto is named after the Roman god of the underworld. And all of his moons are named after Roman characters in mythology. Like, Sharon is the ferryman of the dead. Styx is the river that the ferryman takes across. Nyx is the goddess of night. Kerberos is Cerberus in the Roman version. And then Hydra, you know, the snake that keeps growing its head back. I think it's only related to Pluto because of because of the trials of Hercules. Yeah, Pluto's moving, so that's why I don't know why it's labeled as a rogue object, but I guess I broke it somehow. Let's find an explosion. Like let's do this one. That's just a supernova of our star. And so there's Pluto. Supernova's just going out. Slowly, all of our planets are disappearing. Uranus is like getting super hot. Its temperature is increasing drastically. It hasn't lost any of its shelling though. Its mass is still the same. Let's look at Jupiter. Jupiter's mass is slowly dwindling. But it's going. Let's see what it is in real time. So this is in real time. So obviously it's very, very slow. But oh, it's just the supernova. Okay. But like, this is crazy. Just thinking about some stars do this, ours won't. Ours doesn't have enough mass to, explode. But a good majority, like, of main sequence stars will do this in their lifetime. And we've observed as much. Like, it's really just fucking cool. Let's do a collision. Collisions are fun. Earth and Moon collision. So, we got the Moon, we got the Earth. They're gonna collide. And let's look at the Earth, data-wise. Its mass has now actually gone down because so much has flown off from the impact. But its average temperature would definitely fry all life on the planet. It's slowly cooling down and recentering itself. There's so much just fragments and dust everywhere. This would completely, transform the planet into something else, something new. There are theories that this is in a manner of how we got our moon, because from samples from the moon, we have discovered that some of them are kind of close to, the makeup of Earth. And these are like core samples that we've, chucked out of the moon. And we've, found these basically, like, I think they're radiation markers. Are like very close to each other. But basically, like, there's this theory that a second planet, like, ran into the Earth. And from that, there was a giant piece that just came off, and it began to orbit. I wonder if that's in this simulation, in all honesty. Oh, maybe this is it? Okay. So here's the moon, here's the Earth. We'll take Earth's stuff here. So obviously it is very hot on Earth in this. But as you can see in like this demonstration, they're like tidally locked while they're cooling down. And due to this, like the force that's like trying to pull them apart, it's also like creating all of this like dust fragment off of it. These are like protoplanets. The protoplanets are so cool. Like, all of space is cool. It's one thing I enjoy the most. But yeah, basically the theory about the moon is that it is space debris that is just orbiting us. Oh, one of the coolest things that, you know, I've seen and read about are pulsars. Like, they're not taught very much, but woo, that is a light show. But pulsars are like so interesting because they're just so interesting. Like, they're these super hot stars. That are basically shooting off matter, like the matter within the star from either end, from its poles. And it's spinning. The way that we've identified these is basically, you know, we'd see these like flashes on like solar data, like IR data, I can't remember which one, but it would be in like this regular rhythm while we aimed it at this star that, you know, just seemed normal to us. But in actuality, it was sending off these ginormous rays of radiation. That's the word I'm looking for. I mean, all of space is filled with radiation, and the pulsars we've observed are so far from us that, you know, it's degraded so much by the time it gets to us. But it's just shooting off this radiation. It's fantastic. Like, it's just so cool how weird the world, the universe can be. Like, it's so interesting. So here's the Earth. Just chilling. This is gonna be in real time, so. There's the Earth. The Earth is now blindingly bright because it exploded. But hey, it's cool. So here's the Earth. There's the moon exploding, and then just bombarding the planet with stuff. And because of the gravitational pull of our planet, it's just being bombarded with fragments of the moon. So the Earth is basically just, you know, being lit on fire. The average temperature is already, like, enough to kill all life on Earth, so. Now, basically, the Earth is in a cloud. And, you know, once it's cooled back down, it's going to become progressively colder. Because the sun's rays cannot get through to it. Which is what warms our planet, what warms every planet. Like, yeah, a good majority of the planet still has these cold spots, but it is still so warm in so many places due to, you know, where the moon exploded. Like, look at these new pockmarks in Australia and all over Africa, and so the fragments have cooled down, but Earth is not. Earth is still very, very hot. There's so many more craters. Like, look at these. Just along Africa there. Remnant scars of our moon that exploded and tried to kill us. It's just so interesting. I could go on and on forever about space. Space is fantastic, it's cool, it's the next frontier. Not to quote Star Trek or anything. Oh, there's Hawaii. There's Hawaii. But yeah, poor Australia got quite a bit hit. But Africa is just no longer a thing. Average temperature is still enough that all of humanity is dead. Let's see what the temperature graph is. Let's see. In America, depending on where you are, if you're on the East Coast, let's say, you're dead. If you're on the West Coast, you're confused because it's cold. All of Europe is gone because it's like the temperature of boiling water there. See, look, you can even start seeing, like, the heat is starting to take its toll on the Earth. All of the green is leaching out of it. And this is only after 5 days. So, like, if you thought global warming was bad, this is worse. So at sea level, the average temperature is 207. The lowest temperature is negative 26 degrees Celsius. Shall we put it in American terms? So it's 403 degrees Fahrenheit as the average planetary temperature. It doesn't seem to be losing any water mass, but I don't know if this is just... Oh, there we go. I did stabilize phases, so it'll show you that the water is basically evaporating off the planet. And, you know, the longer you do it, a good majority of the planet is not doing okay in this simulation. Like, there's no living life on this anymore. There's none. There's Hawaii. Hawaii still has sea level. Japan still seems to have some green in it. So, give it enough time, the heat will kill everything. You can see the remnants of our continents just disappearing because of our oceans vanishing.